speaking of synchronicities and that, I don't know if you guys have you heard of people talking about how I was thinking of this and that, and then I logged on to Facebook, and then I saw an ad for the exact same thing immediately after. And I think this phenomenon is increasingly happening to all of us, because I've experienced it myself.
I get it on YouTube as well. Things I
think
about.
On YouTube, Google, the other day I was thinking of one thing, and I opened up my browser, fresh page, no history, and right there in the little recommended section, as Firefox does, they show you a few recommended things. Right there was the exact thing I was thinking about, literally like two seconds after I thought about it. You know what I mean? And I was like, man, this is too close for comfort. This is getting weird now. And then I listened to a podcast where other people were talking about this exact same phenomenon happening to them as well. And so it's like, a lot of our devices are listening to everything we say, and that's, influencing these algorithms and whatnot, and so on. It's called surfing.
Yeah, I mean, it makes you wonder, what do they have in terms of, are they reading our thoughts?
Well, yeah, it's like when you don't actually verbalize, because that's what happened to me last time.
Apparently they have these types of technology that exist.
Yeah, it was like I didn't verbalize what I
tell it
to anyone. I didn't text it to anyone. I literally was just thinking about this one thing, and I clicked on my browser, opened it, and the little recommended box was the exact thing I was thinking about. It was creepy.
It's possibly
also a little bit creepy.
Isn't this a case of Darren Brown as well? Because the more you interact with the technology, the more you get into a groove, an empathetic groove with it, you start to predict it as well as it predicting you.
But it was so random. It was just felt random.
Well, it's got to be random at some point.
You build a sort of psychological relationship with your computer and stuff.
Yeah, the AI.
Apparently, you read it, it reads you. There's some scientific things about that.
Mm-hmm.
Which I mean, it's kind of even if I think you're on a different computer that somebody else is using, it's like a different experience as your computer has gotten used to you. And it just makes you wonder, how much does your computer actually know about you? It's I'll turn my computer off, and I think it's off, but then there's a little light that flashes at night, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on with this thing? It's off.
And the phones, they're just like a touch screen on and off. So I've got my Wi-Fi off. How do you know that? Because the wee light's no flashing. Do you know what I mean? It's not even a button. I kind of try and I've just got really shitty equipment, and then every few months it usually fucks up somehow. So I just redo the whole thing, but then I'm going to log back in again. So it's just probably a pointless exercise, really.
But the funniest part about it for me was that last experience was I was thinking I just turned on my laptop, right? And I was thinking I was thinking about Zen meditation. And I was thinking what would it be like to really follow a dedicated Zen practice, and what would that look like for me, and how would that be, and blah, blah, blah. And I was going through all these thoughts in my head. And then I opened up my fucking web browser, and the first thing I see recommended is top 5 reasons Zen meditation is good for you, or something like that. I was like, man, what the fuck? No. Seriously? No.
And that was the first time you thought about Zen in a while, and you
in a while.
Direction.
Yeah, in a long time, yeah. So of all the things, it had to be.
I remember a while back, this is a while back, a couple of years ago, maybe even 3 or 4 even, and being in here, and having the computer was on and stuff, and one of my friends was in, and for some reason we were talking about a football player. Like I never look up football, never, ever, ever, ever. Have I ever looked up football? And it was a specific player that used to play for Rangers. I can't remember. We were in this conversation about this guy, and then like later on, I logged into YouTube, and there was all these Barry Ferguson freaking videos on my record. I was like, no, that there's no way around that. That's heard us saying that, and somehow it's putting it up there.
Oh,
and that was a few years ago, because it's just like nothing I've ever looked up, nothing to do with that ever.
Right.
And it's happened that we had that conversation, and then it came up. So, but that's a wee bit different, because you can say, well, it probably can hear you. You know, it's just, I don't know how it heard you though.
So
I'm also wondering, you know, like who is listening? Like, I mean, hold on.
Passport renewed.
Yeah, it was something I never even verbalized. Like I didn't say it out loud, text it to anyone, I didn't type it anywhere. It was just in my head. You know what I mean?
I have had that before.
That was the creepy part about it.
I kind of just forget about it, I think. My God, it's just like, I have had it before though, and different things. But that one about Barry Ferguson sticks in my mind for, I don't know, it's not that freaky, is it, really? No, but it is. But like, there has been ones where I've just logged in and it's things I've been thinking. It could be a specific, like songs and stuff, and there it is. And I'm like, man, I'm going to start writing that down when that happens.
Yeah, no, exactly. Like, we should be logging. It's like,
well, yeah. Here's the thing: is about like, you know, sometimes I'm wondering like who's listening, and is it you know, is a person listening to me, or is it a robot? Because somebody's listening to me when my phone's off and whatever. I mean, something is, because, you know, how are they recommending stuff to me that you know, I'm talking about with people? You know, I'm on the phone with my grandmother. I'm like, oh, my neck's hurting. I'm not sleeping that great the last couple of days. And well, shit, I'm getting like, you know, ads on Facebook suddenly being like, you know, oh, hey, you know, I got this pillow for you. Special pillow.
Yeah,
having
exactly.
trouble
You know,
sleeping
sort
at
of
night,
thing.
you got neck pain.
Like, it's just bizarre.
Yeah.
You know,
horrible.
There's I can list off a couple other incidences like that too. It's just like, what the hell's going on? Like,
I know.
Like, who's listening, and, you know, is it in it that's listening? You know, like, is it just like an algorithm, or like how many people are they paying to just sit around and listen to people talk? You know what I mean? I mean, what kind of job would that be? I mean, you know?
And then it gets to another layer. Like, if you have one talk boxes in your house, like the Alexa or whatever little Google, Amazon fucking speaker that you talk to, that goes to a whole other layer, because apparently there is an army of human beings who are actually listening to everything you say into those boxes.
Oh my God!
From what I've heard.
Really? Hey, you know, I must admit, I don't notice it quite as much, or I don't notice it that much. And I was just thinking, maybe you guys have got some special power.
Oh yeah.
You can influence the internet. Or something. You know, maybe, I don't know, because I must have to pay more attention, I must admit. But I just
you never had that experience of
not anything that I wouldn't call clear, normal sort of, you know, internet.
Do you have a Facebook account?
Yeah.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, I don't use it much. I use it literally just for the one kind of project thing, like one little thing I do.
Yeah.
Right. And,
no, I'm not a heavy Facebook user either, but I've experienced the same thing. Like, I'll be talking about something with a friend, you know, not texting or anything, just talking in the same room, and then I'll go on Facebook, you know, an hour later and see an ad for something related to what I was talking about. Okay. And that phenomenon reported by many people, you know, for quite a while now.
I think isn't that common knowledge?
I mean, the first time it happened to me was like back in like 2011 or something.
Right. But we're talking about like just thinking something and then getting a recommendation without ever verbalizing it or texting it to somebody.
Yeah, so we're going to vote in the future. We just think.
Right. And yeah.
Weird.
And it could be just pure coincidence, you know. It could
No,
be just
no, it's not. It can't be. I have like really went over that a couple of times and kind of debated it as well a little bit, and there's just no way. There's no way.
I mean, the chances are astronomical.
I know.
The statistics, it's out of this world. Like, how the fuck?
Yeah, it's your superpower.
How could I get a recommendation for Zen meditation?
Mm.
Two seconds after I thought about it.
You're bidding, you're some sort of internet lord.
I didn't even search for it.
Yeah,
like,
right.
Can you think of any instances where, like it would, maybe there were things in your life or things that you were looking at on the internet that would lead you down the road to get to the point of thinking about Zen meditation?
Mm.
Oh yeah. It probably, and that could be the case.
Yeah.
But I don't remember what happened previously to that. So